Data Voyagers.
Hello, Data Voyagers. I am Igor Alcantara. Oi, pessoal. And as always, I'm joined by my great co-host and friend, Angelika Klidas. Angelika, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks Igor. En oi Igor and everybody. Allemaal, fijn dat jullie er weer zijn bij deze geweldige podcast.
All right, that sounds complicated. I hope it's something good. I know it is. So today is our last episode of this season, last episode of 2025. And for that, we have here the whole team of Data Voyagers. Angelika, who else is with us today?
Well, today, Mark Costa, our dear friend, our data voicer friend, and Qlik MVP, Mark is here today, Mark Costa. So, hi Mark, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Hi everyone, how are you doing? Yes. So I think you're okay. So my name is Mark Costa. I'm from Brazil, and I work with Qlik for about 20 years now. So it's a long journey. I started on Qlik View 7, and I got in love with Qlik, so I'm work with Qlik only since then. And me and Igor, we founded Data Voyagers about 2 years ago, Igor.
Yeah, it was 2024. Yeah.
Yes, and then so we start this journey. We have Angelika joining us. Was a great addition. So she's helping us a lot on the podcast area and other areas. So I'm always here working behind the scenes. But yes, and then we have our YouTube channel is where I show up more. But for the podcast, that is the first time, and I'm glad to be here.
Yeah,
That was
and
a great year.
yeah, one of the things we'll do in today's episode is like do a little recap, how everything started and discuss some of the statistics of the podcast, and which is actually very interesting. I was putting them together for this episode, very interesting. But before we start, just a few reminders to our listeners. Make sure you subscribe to the Data Voyagers podcast wherever you get your podcasts: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Overcast, anywhere. We're available in all platforms for free. While there, give us 5 stars because those both following the podcast and giving us 5 stars help us to achieve a greater audience. And also follow our page on LinkedIn. You can go to LinkedIn and search for Data Voyagers, find our page so we'll know everything that we are doing in the podcast and the blog, YouTube, and more. Visit our website. There is, if you're watching the video version, there is a QR code here.
Left.
So, or you can simply go to datavoyagers.net where you can find all of our resources, including our online store where we have different sizes, mouse pads, stickers, a lot of t-shirts, bags, backpacks. Actually, this t-shirt that I'm using, if you're watching the video, I analyzed it for IM. It's available there for all North America, Europe, maybe other parts of the world as well. So just check it out. Everything in datavoyagers.net, and support us in any way you can. You can share, like, comment. And by the way, if you're not following Data Voyagers, the podcast or YouTube channel, actually have a special sound effect, right, Mark? For those who don't follow us.
This is what's going to happen.
No, not that one.
No.
Okay, not that one.
Maybe it should be the womp womp womp.
Yeah, okay. A bit the light version.
You're missing out.
Yeah. No, not that one. We're not violent beings. But anyway, make sure you follow us. And talking about support, let's hear from our sponsors, IPC Global.
Your organization has data, but can you trust it? With IPC Global and Qlik, data quality becomes your competitive advantage. We connect, cleanse, and validate your data, so analytics and AI deliver real results. From smarter decisions to faster outcomes, Qlik powers your business objectives with confidence. IPC Global, trusted data, intelligent insights, limitless possibilities. Visit ipc-global.com, where data works smarter.
All right. So, folks, let's get started. And let me start by asking Mark Costa, and how did the project, before the podcast, how did the project Data Voyagers begin? What was the idea? And let's just
Yes.
because I don't think we ever told this story.
Yes. So I think everything started with Claudia Scott. So Claudia Scott was the former captain of Atlanta Qlik Meetup. And so when I moved to US, so I was working in IPC, and everybody knows Claudia Scott. I think Angelika, she knows you, by the way, because I was talking to Claudia, and she knows you, and Priscilla, and all the women who Qlik. She knows everybody, and so she was the captain of the local meetup in Atlanta, and it was a big group, like for every event. So it's where I met HIC, Wonder Lake, all these big names on Qlik community, and every session was like 30, 40, 50 people. So a lot of people. And then when I joined, I say, I think I want to contribute. And then this is where I started recording stuff. And I was doing live events. So I started learning all these things. And then nice. And then when I really got engaged, so everything was getting bigger and bigger. I was doing live events for Dalton Hooer, the Qlik Dork, and then COVID happened. So then we had the lockdown, and then since then everything was shut down, right? And then so COVID was gone, but
Actually,
then I had this idea.
Before that, something happened, and kind of the middle of the COVID pandemic. Actually, I was living then in Boston.
Yes.
But then around mid 2020, I moved to Atlanta, next door to where Mark lives.
Yes.
So we neighbors,
It's right here.
backyard neighbors. So I moved here. So us being in the same like physical space, working in the same office and all of that, kind of facilitated some of the things.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So then the meetup stopped happening. So Claudia was not with Qlik anymore. And she changed companies. So and I was having this idea. Okay, I should start assume the group and be the captain. But then it was just alone. And then Igor moved it for so he's my neighbor. And then say, okay, now it's time because then I know Igor for a long time. And then we always like to be involved in whatever we work. So we always jump deeper on anything. So that's true.
You want to tell what we did in a previous life before Qlik came to our lives? We were, I mean, the PG-13 version. We were Microsoft ambassadors. I mean, Mark was a Microsoft ambassador. I was a Microsoft speaker and academic cell leader. That's how we met. It. I used to write for the Microsoft Network magazine in Brazil. So we were pretty much involved. Not Power BI. Power BI did not even exist.
Yeah, it didn't exist.
Yeah, it was .NET, was other things, and
SQL Server.NET.
The enemy, quote unquote, then was Java. So we were always involved with the community.
It's still Java's
speeches, doing events. So we always did that. So we was basically I used to write for the Microsoft blog and the magazine, as I mentioned. So we were always involved with the community. So and from my perspective, it was like we worked with Qlik for so many years. We did so many incredible things, like real use case scenarios, complicated stuff. We knew so much, but nobody knew about it. Nobody knew about us. And we felt it was time to get the community closer, expand, and basically give back what we got. So
Yes.
and following the steps of the giants, quoting Isaac Newton here. Then like Wunderlich and Dalton Ruhr, all the guys that inspire and still inspire us. Then we decided, yeah, let's
And
do it.
then,
And I think Hugo Andrade, he's also worked with Qlik, is also for IPC, and also is my brother. He another one has said, yeah, you guys should do it. You guys should do it. He
yes.
also help on the idea.
So so everything aligned together. So Igor is here. So then I have all the ideas. I have everything planned. So then we start. Okay, reactivate the meetup groups that are kind of sleeping. Nothing was happening. Community was also the Qlik community was also kind of quiet. So then you're starting pushing people like, hey, let's do it. Let's start it. And then you're starting reopen the Atlanta meetup. Then we got other cities and we start talking to people. And then so everything was reborning, including
the whole Qlik meetup because of the COVID pandemic. It was kind of dead. So we actually, I'm very proud of that. In the Americas, not only in the US, we kind of helped working pretty close with Madeline Gibbs.
Yeah, we were not having any meeting around here.
No, any place. So Qlik kind of shut down a lot of the groups, and it was kind of like restarting the groups. And because we took the ownership of the Atlanta meetup, Qlik asked for our help to like take ownership of some of the groups, and also we started helping other people who are interested in starting groups in their cities.
Yes,
and we helped Denver, we helped Chicago, we have a lot of places in Brazil, Portugal. So we have we helped all the places to get started, and then the whole meetup like kind of revived, which is
yes. And then you have, so we are engaging in different areas. So we have YouTube, now the podcast, and then we are participating more from the Qlik events. We have the meetups, so we have presential and virtual sessions. So we are trying to be closer to the Qlik community, bring more people from different areas that never heard about Qlik. So we always trying to go to different events where Qlik is not recognized. So then we're starting capturing people and say, hey, look, we have this solution here for BI and other stuff. So we're always around. So it's funny that we always see the same guys. We kind of,
we go to the Databricks event, same people.
The same people. Come on,
and then we go to Snowflake, same folks,
same people.
And
and so it's very
cool.
Also,
Mark, so our first post, which is the one that you wrote in our blog, was in I just checked February 2024. So we closed our second anniversary, but the blog was not called Data Voyagers first. Right? We never actually used that name. We created a YouTube channel with that name. Then we had to rename it because people internally at IPC and people, a lot of people from Qlik who heard about it said, that's a terrible name. I loved it, but people didn't get the irony. What was the name?
Clickbait.
And the logo was pretty. I designed a logo.
I still have the logo.
It was with a hook. And I love the name. And people, no. And then we started talking, Costa and I, and then we started talking. Actually, we carpool to work together because we're neighbors. So we're talking like in our rise. And then I think Mark came with the idea like exploration. And I think exploration, I think of Cosmo and Carl Sagan, I think the universe. And then I got the idea of like exploring the universe of data. And then we
never record this video. We still have to do the outside video. We never did it. So we always have the idea of, Igor had the idea of making this Carl Sagan like video, like he was on the beach recording and talk about
talking about
things.
data.
Yes.
Yeah, we always had the idea, but yeah, we never did it. We should do it. It's just recording external because of the sound and everything. It's so
Yes.
complicated. Some places you need a special license from the city from
Mhm.
the city authorities and all. But so we never did it. But then maybe one day we'll do like a Netflix special for Data Voyagers. Who knows? But then the blog started. I remember the first blog, the first article that I wrote was about the Bayesian statistics. I always wanted to, because I'm a data scientist, I love statistics. So I always wanted to specialize in that kind of content, like statistics, data science, AI. So, and then Costa kind of specialties on like data engineer, data architecture, all that kind of stuff. So it kind of complement one another.
Complementary.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's how started the blog. Then that was 2024. I used a lot of podcasts in Brazil, in Portuguese. A lot of podcasts. So I had my own podcast that I hosted. We kind of in hiatus. We kind of, I mean, I lost the team, my team, because they all went to their own thing. But we have like a team of like 12 people at some point, because it was a bigger podcast. The name in Portuguese is Intervalo de Confiança. In translation, it's like confidence interval. So it was a podcast dedicated to data science and then science in general. It was like not big, but it was we had a decent audience. We have around like 45,000 listeners every single week. We had episodes every single week, which is extremely hard to keep it. But I always had this idea of doing a podcast in English, because all my career it's here. So then I said, well, yeah, and I could do something that it's not only Qlik, but it's kind of leaning towards Qlik. So I had this idea, but I know that a project like this, just like the blog, you cannot do it on your own. It's hard. It's very easy to just let it go, give up, not continue if you're on your own. If you have somebody else, the other, when one is super busy, the other one, can help, and vice versa. When you're not feeling well, the other person, comes and, hey, yeah, let's go. Get up, let's do it. So it's easy to have like a partnership. Also, recording a podcast with one person is super boring, unless you're like the most interesting person in the world, which I'm not. So having another person, then it becomes a conversation. And I want to, I want to do like a similar style as the one that I had in Brazil, not interview only, but like content driven, which is not a very popular style anymore. It used to be like Freakonomics, which is the podcast that really inspired me of doing this. And we'd have other podcasts like old school podcasts with only audio that kind of had this style. So I want to bring back this style. But I need to find a partner. And I asked around. Back then, I was recently selected a Qlik Partner Ambassador. So I asked all the ambassadors and other people. In parallel, was talking to Angelika, and she said, "Oh, I want to do something with you, like maybe some data literacy thing." And I said, "Well, I have this idea about the podcast." And Angelika, if you know Angelika, you know how she is like. She has a lot of energy and is contagious. And yeah, let's do it. Then I think the next week we were already recording. It was super fast.
Yeah.
And we were already recording.
Was it before? What, February, I think, right, or something like that.
So we recorded in March, but it was published in April.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to give your perspective, Angelika?
Yeah. Well, I never thought to actually be able to do a podcast in English, because as you always say, we are three non-native English speakers, and we do a podcast in English. So that's rather amazing. Writing is one thing. Podcast recordings and talking is another thing. You have to prepare that a little bit for it. And sometimes, our agendas are so full that we have to do sometimes at night or 1 hour before the podcast. You look at the preparations, the questions, and so on. But the moment you asked me to do the podcast with you, I didn't have any doubt just to go forward and develop the podcast and help it to grow in sharing. And I know from my side, my LinkedIn presence is a little bit low at the moment because I'm super busy with my work, but also in writing things for the second book, and that's not going as speedy as I would love to, but also preparations in trainings, and I seem not have the time to do it during the day, which is full with meetings and trainings. I have to do that at night. So, and sometimes I'm just super tired. I'm 63 years old. So I always shout that at the moment. I'm 63. I'm getting old, and I'm tired.
It is funny because we have 6 hours difference.
Yes.
So that's always a challenge.
So we have to manage that all the time.
The first episode was published on April 3rd, and it's named "The Journey Begins." And just a couple of things that I remember, and then we'll go to the next topic. Otherwise, we'll just be like nostalgic. I remember two things I remember when I started my other podcast, which we have over 150 episodes already. But I started with episode number 0, which then I realized later on was a mistake because it was welcome, for example, episode 50, which is our 51st episode. It was like weird. I said, why did I start with 0? So then that's what let's do like as a normal person will do and start with 0. That was one thing. And another, we used to have a movie or a show, some kind of cultural reference to guide the episode. So I remember the second one, we used Breaking Bad, and we call it Breaking Data. So basically talk about like data, like what is data, etc. And the third one we talk about AI, and I remember we used the reference to Fast and Furious. So we did the episode is Fast and Curious of AI. So we always did this reference. Then we have the
movies,
movies and or shows, and we had the episode 4 that was about the Wizard of Oz, because we want to explain because Wizard of Oz has the Emerald City, like which is Green City, and was about the preparation to Qlik Connect, Qlik Green. So we show behind the curtain, like the wizard behind the curtain. So there's a lot of reference. But then later on,
with Janine. That was with Janine.
Then later on, we didn't actually have a meeting. We decided we kind of naturally we didn't continue because that will kind of limiting ourselves. So original limit. Then we have the 5th episode, right, Angelika? That was live from Qlik Connect. At the end of Qlik Connect was kind of
that was
the back door.
That was a scary one. That was a scary one.
But it was cool. Even that one with Quen and I believe Malcolm, right?
Malcolm Ross,
Was it Malcolm Ross? It was an amazing discussion, and I remember we talked about the 2 types of AI, right? The ANI and the AGI, and that's even Malcolm Ross says before 1 month ago or 2 months ago, I wouldn't have said yes, AGI is near, but now I'm not sure anymore. I don't think AGI is still here. Some LLMs tend to say, okay, we can reason, we can think with you and blah, 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 but it's still not human at all. But that was an amazing podcast recording there. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I remember that day. I was kind of, so all these recording equipments, they are kind of scary, right? And then the guy just, hey, this is the board. Bye. I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Good
No,
Yes,
guy.
yes,
we are. I mean, we are very
yes,
thankful because at the last, I mean, we
yes,
just had started the
yes.
podcast. We
And they
just had
recorded
started.
stuff.
Yeah.
The place where you put the card was not working. So you need to do like small tricky to make it work
Mhm.
because it was malfunctioning. And then I'm glad I noticed, and I had to run around looking for the guy because the guy just disappeared. And I found him and say, "Hey,
Disappeared.
it's not working." With the card in my hand, it's not working. And then no,
Yeah, I
sorry.
think it was a guy like one of the technicians from the Tech View Day,
Yeah.
so we were very very happy and pleased that we
Hmm.
were invited by
That was
Sally
nice.
Jacobs to record, but it was like the last minute. So
Hmm.
Sally and Qlik, they did not have time to actually put us in the kind of official
Yes.
lineup of podcasts. So we basically we had the space, and the guy allowed us to use the camera, but what Mark said, the guy said, "This is the
Yeah,
camera. I'm
that's it.
have to do something else."
Hmm.
I so I don't think we were able to use any other. I mean, the microphone, but that was
Yeah,
it.
yes, that was it.
So
Yeah.
then Mark Costa, if
Mhm.
he was not there, we would not be able to do it because he was the one. Okay,
Mm.
no worries,
Yeah,
I'll do it. He got the camera, and
that
he
typing.
configured everything, and yeah, and then we did it,
Yeah.
and it was like in 5 minutes he was ready, and
What?
then we recorded because we had like one of the senior leaders at Qlik,
Yeah.
Malcolm Ross. We had a customer. So we can all like say, oh yeah, no, go back in 30 minutes. And by the way, it was the end
No,
of the
don't
event.
worry. No.
Everybody was leaving, getting ready to go to Disney. And
Yes.
so we did not have a lot of time,
Well,
but it was great. And by then it was our fifth episode. But
Hmm.
those four episodes that Angelika and I recorded together, they were very important because by then we already found our chemistry. Because that's the thing that people who do not do
Yeah.
podcasts do not understand. You need to find the right chemistry. You need to sometimes you say something because you know the other person will comment
Hmm.
about that, so you kind of throw
Yeah.
something to them, so they'll catch the ball and they'll continue and they do the
Hmm.
same to you. So until you get the rhythm, that sync, that harmony, it takes some time. But we did it really quick. At the fifth episode, we already like we've doing this for
In
like
love.
many
In love.
years.
Mhm.
Yeah. um
yeah.
in fraternal love. So it was great because if it was our first episode, it will probably be a disaster. But because
Yes.
we already
Yes.
have four,
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
it was kind of, yeah, so it was great.
And what I think is
Yep.
important and is hard to find is people like us, that we are here because we love to share, and we love Qlik platform. So we love what we do. So otherwise we'd not be here. So we know a lot of people that works with Qlik, and very few are doing something to get more engaged or share for multiple reasons. But it's so rare to find people that is truly in love, because I'm thinking about Qlik and stuff all the time. Like yesterday, I said, no, I don't stop work. I don't feel I'm working, right? So I truly love what I do. So I really enjoy seeing new challenge, different ways, how things can be done, optimizations. I'm crazy about optimizations. And so I think it is so rare and so unique. And that's why I think I'm so grateful to have Angelika with us and with everybody. So it's just awesome, and
Yeah,
that
well, I mean, we
we
all
have
have
just met.
a shared passion to education. I mean, we all like.
Yes, yes, yes.
Angelique
Mhm.
is also a Qlik Educator ambassador, so it's kind of it's 100% education. Podcast, it's
Yeah,
blog, the
maybe
YouTube.
that's the thing that connects
I think it is.
our our us, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
people ask me. I did a lot. I still do a lot of therapy, and a lot of they always get asked this question: therapy, like what talent that people I think that I have. And I said, well, maybe it's not technical because I had to study every day, and I think it's definitely not my looks, but I think I like the place where I feel more comfortable is in a classroom teaching something, either Qlik or data science or anything. It's the first money I
Awesome.
made in my life when I was 10 years old, teaching the bullies in my classroom, like helping them to prepare for the class. And what I still do today, I really like that. I think I can get complex topics and structure in a story like way that people can understand. And that's basically a podcast. Angelika has exactly the same ability. Mark Costa as well.
Yeah.
Each one in different areas, which is good because then it one adds to another. So Angelika is more business side. Mark is on the more data architecture integration. I'm more on the analytics, data science. So you put all together. We're missing someone on the system admin side, but we already discussing that.
You will get there. You will get there.
Yeah, no, we already discussing that. Someone to write to our blog that's coming soon. If the person agrees, the person does not know that yet. But anyway, let's just move on. Let me just share some statistics about the podcast. We're not only talking about the podcast, we're also talking about the blog and YouTube, but statistics about the podcast. So we from the gate we started with still small numbers, but we only have 20. This is our 20th episode, so we only have 1 year. So I think they're a good start. So right now, considering our last 3 episodes, our average of downloads per episode, it's around 150. So that's our audience base. We still not reach the 1,000. I compare to the one that I had in Brazil with 45,000.
But it will
not even close. But it's the beginning of the journey. What I found interesting is we are listened in 26 countries. 26 countries. That is amazing. Including Ukraine, by the way. There are 2 people in Ukraine, only 2, but they are in a war, and they find
Igor
time to listen.
And
no, so our top 5 are the USA, Brazil, Netherlands, UK,
that's cool,
and Mexico. But we have countries like Latvia, and we have
Greece, by the way. Do we have Greece in there as well?
I can check. Let me access our statistics. Well, that's and on Spotify. Spotify is not our greatest audience. Comes from Apple Podcast.
Oh, really?
Apple Podcast is number 1.
Second is Spotify.
And we got 134 people gave us 5 stars on Spotify. I'm not sure how can I check that on Apple Podcast. But yeah, that was interesting. Now, talking about the countries, we have, so after Mexico, we have Germany, South Africa, we have Sweden, of course, New Zealand, Canada, Singapore. Yeah, we have Greece. Only 5 people, but we got Greece. Kenya, Guatemala, Morocco, Turkey. Ukraine is
unbelievable, right?
Yeah, Ukraine actually won. I said 2 people. This based on the last 30 days. Nigeria. Ukraine is last place, only 1 person. But thank you.
Great.
That's
so
nice.
if we leave the statistics behind, right, and we continue to look back on 2025 because the year is closing. Igor, what were your 3 top episodes of this year when you look at the podcast?
Not in order, but for sure the one at Qlik Connect, because what it meant. I think there was recording from at Qlik Connect, all the preparation and everything. I think that's for sure. I really like the one about the statistical thinking. I'm between that and the science of decision making.
But look at the numbers. Which one is is it easy to aggregate the views and see what's the most popular episode?
Oh yeah, by far is the one who Qlik, because usually the episodes that Qlik helps to promote
Hmm.
on their social media are but that episode we got over 2,000.
Good.
So
Wow.
that's by
Mm.
far. And by the way, those statistics that I counted 180, it's only counting on the last 45 days, so it doesn't count that one.
Hmm.
So that one by far is the top one. And I think the one with actually the one that before this one did 19 with Qlik customers, the luminaires at Lund. I
Yeah,
it
that was
came
also
in my top
amazing.
3 because it was a
I like that
very
one.
unfiltered, that's the name of the episode, conversation. Um, it has all of the symbolism of recording live at Lund. It was kind of it, it was kind I don't know a
Open.
result of a
I
collective
like
Open.
I
effort.
like the final
Yeah.
part because it's kind of that raw
Yeah.
feeling about the
Mhm.
competition. Like, hey, but we have to deal with this, and it's everybody
Yeah.
struggling with this thing, and
Yeah.
so I was even not sure if you're going to cut that part out, but then we decided to keep it.
No, yeah.
It was the
Unfiltered.
best part. Yeah, it was the
Yep.
best part, and it was like very open, right? And
Mhm.
you have to face it, right? But yeah, Lund's the whole event was very special for me, especially was incredible.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
not
for Mark
expecting
Costa and
that
for me,
at
that
all.
was our first time
Yeah.
in that
In Lund,
Sweden, in Lund.
Yes.
in
Yeah.
that area.
Yes. In my case, in
Um,
Europe. Yeah.
and Angelika,
And what?
yeah, it was not
Yeah,
your first
for
time in
me.
Europe.
Mhm.
Top 3
No.
episodes.
No.
So I think what is mostly in my core is the first one that we introduced ourselves. It was not knowing, for me, not knowing exactly how podcasts work, how the chemistry should work, or
Hmm.
especially as a co-host, that was rather new for me. But at that moment, I felt this we got something here, so we have to continue that. This way of communicating with each other,
Hmm.
trying to speak the same language as well, right? In
Yes.
a foreign language as well. So I was kind of blue in this exciting new world. Secondly, what stood out for me was the Women Who Click session with Stephanie, Priscilla, Gwen, and myself, and you. We had you, Igor, but we talked a lot about a lot of things. So that group, I'm super proud of, and I love those ladies. They are my sisters,
Hmm.
really. And what is great that after all those events that Qlik is also helping to provide, to get more momentum for the women who Qlik, is that we are growing towards a bigger community and mentoring women and seek so that they can fulfill their dreams and seek the opportunities
Yes.
that they like.
Yes.
That's amazing. We are even developing now special learning lines that we will be launched on the e-learnings of Qlik, especially for women, met with TED Talks, with podcasts. Even they will link to our podcast as well.
Hmm.
And maybe it's also a good moment to announce that we will have a LinkedIn Live on the 16th of December
Oh.
with Stephanie Robinson, Kelly Forbes. She lives in Dubai, but she's also a member of the AI Commission from Qlik. And we have wonderful, wonderful conversations with her. Myself, I will be there. Janine will be there. Yeah, and we will talk about ethics and the women part and so on. And my third, and I have written down because I prepared for this session the conversation with Mike, because I really liked that conversation. It was honest, it was humble, um, it was great. And the moment he said that, I'm not sorry, I'm not afraid to say I was wrong when I made a wrong decision. Um, that that really made for me clear that Mike is a true leader
Hmm.
and a leader that leads exactly by example. for me, that was a moment that I think, that's it. A leader should also be able to admit that he is wrong when something
Yes.
didn't went the way they wanted. But also the conversation with the Sega man, with the customers. Yeah, the woman who clicked session at Lund as well. So Lund in the whole was for me very special. But that moment, that specific moment, the conversation with Mike was,
Yes.
Yeah,
I like that
he was
part.
very open. He didn't shy for any
Yes.
answer. Yeah, it was very good.
And I like
How
that part
about
that
you?
he's also saying that he cares about our children, because that could affect a lot the future in terms of jobs and the technology. It's not just about technology. So Qlik is
no, it's
concerned
also
about,
about
yes,
yeah, it's about sustainability, because we have
exactly,
to realize that
exactly.
everything we do with AI, it is amazing,
It is amazing.
but
What's the
from a
cost, right?
sustainability point of view,
Yes,
what will it cost us from our beautiful Earth, right?
yes, yes,
And that is something we have to manage in the coming years for our children, because
yes.
they
And that
they will
he
be here. Yeah,
expressed that he thinks about it, and is one big concern. That's fantastic,
yeah,
right? So it's
yeah,
amazing.
And what
yeah.
are your
So
top
Mark,
three
what would
episodes? Yeah.
yeah your top
Mm,
three?
My top three. So that the Mike Capone was. I think I'm with this one. The Luminaires, Mike Capone, and probably this one. I guess this one that we're recording now.
Because the first time you are on
Yes.
on the
So
show,
yeah, it's
yeah,
there.
instead of
Hmm.
behind the scenes.
That's
Yeah,
right.
great. So and Igor, if you look back to the last year, to 2025, what wins, challenges, lessons will you take with you to 2026?
Well, I think that it's something that I said a lot. People who are close to me hear me saying this a lot. It's very, very easy to start a great idea. I've seen a lot of great ideas getting started, or to start a great project. It's very easy. What is hard is to keep that going, even when you're not feeling like it, feeling the sense of responsibility to your audience, to people who read what you write, listen to
Hmm.
what you produce. And I think the fact that with everything that we do in all of the project, all of the travels, everything, we kept going, and we were able to finish it's only our first season, but we were able to finish our first season,
Yes.
recording episodes in a frequency that we decided let's not gonna do every week, because that's gonna be impossible. But let's not gonna do every month or once in a while. Let's have a schedule, because that will force us to keep going.
Yeah, that will
Otherwise,
work.
Hmm.
if we don't have a schedule, then
Yeah, it's easy
um,
to get lost.
we'll start strong, but then we'll like lose momentum, and then eventually we'll have like one episode per year, and everybody will
Hmm.
forget that we
Yeah,
exist. We only do
yeah,
episodes when they are about to renew the parking pass of things, which I do not want it. I wanted to make it. So I think that the fact that we kept going, even when we were busy, even when we were sick, um, even when the agenda didn't align, but we found a time, we found a way. I think was great, and that's what I want to keep doing for next year. I hope we were not invited yet, but I hope we'll be invited to record a Click Connect again, and we'll do like more mainstream kind of things, not like at the end when people are getting ready to leave, because now we have more time to prepare, and have more interesting guests, have more topics, have increase of audience on the podcast, but also on the articles. I love writing. I love writing. I used to write fiction. Now I'm writing more technical articles, and I love the storytelling. So I hope to keep writing, and I know I'll never be shy of ideas. I'll have as an idea of something interesting to write about, and yeah, and that's what I learned from it, and I also learned that we can do it. We are capable. we have the energy, we have the knowledge, we have the resources. So let's do it.
Let's do it.
How about you?
About me, there were various moments that influenced my personal uh, life during 2025. Um, I wrote the research paper about how to make data and AI everyone's friend, right? With Insight, the Friends of Insight software, former Fislip, right? And that took me a while because it was a lot of research that I needed to do, and that helped me also to form my ideas to discuss also with you during the podcasts. So that's a cool article. I think we are going to put it also on the website, right? In the on the datavoyagers.net website.
Mhm.
Um, and also my discussions with you, because I learned a lot during this year about your vision, the way AI interacts, the statistical mindset, machine learning, and so on. So yeah, I learned a lot during this year. I'm not a techie, but in conceptual way, I understand things. And like yesterday, we had the conversation with my customer, with Mark, about the issues that they had connecting to talent, and we found the issue. So he's almost there, so that's cool. Lund was very nice. Learned a lot during that moment. My most favorite moment, there are two. The Women Who Click session at Click Connect, because we had the solo session.
Yes.
We were only there on stage with 6 women in the same T-shirt that I arranged from my employer. He sponsored the shirts. Um, that was great, but also being a keynote speaker for the first time, paid in the Netherlands
Cool.
at Dream 25, which was a big event for information analysts. And I talked there about, speaking the same language, language literacy, working together, cooperation, how you can be successful at the end. My biggest lesson of this year is that I really have to learn to say no to cool things or in between jobs, or because
Right.
um, learned the past week. I was a little bit panicking because I have so much on my plate that I thought, how am I going to manage all this? And I talked about it, and then it went a little bit sideways because somebody kicked me in the ass and said, "Oh, you should have talked with me first instead of putting it on the sheet as a risk." But that's how I am. If I feel something, my feelings are. I'm Greek. You are Brazilian, but I'm Greek, so we have this emotion that needs to go out. So I have to take care of that. I had a burnout a few years ago, and I don't want to experience that
Yeah.
again. So
Yeah.
that's what I have to do. Learn to say no.
hmm
And you, Mark, now you have to say something about
Yes.
yourself.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So this year was very intense in pretty much all the areas. So at work was crazy. So I was extremely busy most part of the year. I think I had just small periods like, okay, now I don't have I'm not dying today. So that was very intense, and I learned a lot. So I had a lot of opportunities to work more with the data integration, the Qlik data integration technologies. That's pretty much talent, right? So working on real projects, and then I learned a lot. So it's very interesting the way that the talent works, and it can solve any kind of problem. It's amazing, the technology
Yeah.
behind it. Uh, and then I started studying the MCP because of so we were working on IPC in a big projects like it's still ongoing. And then from that meeting that we had with big guys, I cannot speak about it, but so then I started thinking about MCP. I just heard the concept in my mind, but I never really tried. And then I experimented and did the MCP server for IPC Global, exposing Qlik APIs. That was like, oh my god! I stayed like 2 months not sleeping well. Just my brain was just spinning, thinking about it all the time. And then a lot of those ideas, and also things related to the recordings, the Lund meeting. So I learned so much this year. So it was kind of very special. The amount of things I was able to produce. Uh, and so that was very amazing. One thing about that is I think I have to talk about, and I have to help people, is how to expose talent to Qlik developers. Because Qlik developers, they are, hey, I don't need talent because I can do anything with Qlik load scripts. So I worked with Qlik for 10, 15 years. I never face any problem that I cannot solve with Qlik. But data integration is not, it's not about just loading data and displaying the data. It's a way to prepare the data and make ready for other platforms. And so in Qlik itself, it has a gap that now it doesn't. But just talking about Qlik analytics side, it's missing these components of the data integration, and talent have all this stuff, and it's genius the way they put together. And my challenge, I think, I saw my, I don't need to do it, but I need to do it, is to explain for Qlik folks, the Qlik developers, why they need to learn talents and position it.
Yeah.
So where's the moment to use it? So I think there's one communication problem at this area to get Qlik developers engaged with talents. So this is something that I eventually work to try to help.
I I think we should do a show with about talent, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Igor?
Yeah, and
About
actually
ingestion, about movement.
that will lead me to some plans that we can talk about for next year. But before, just
Mhm.
me add to the Lund stuff. I agree 100% with everything that Mark said about Lund. It was great experience. I think was the my top moment
It's fantastic.
of the year. Fantastic being there,
Mhm.
because I remember the years before I've seen people post and I said, "Oh, I wish I could go, but I was not a party ambassador. So I was not invited." It was a very exclusive event, and being there was great. But also be there and be able to talk to people and actually do the things that basically Qlik gave us 2 rooms at the Lund office. We can do record content. So we do a lot of content that we're releasing. I really love that. I really enjoyed
Mhm.
the conversation I had with Brandon Gray. I mean, Brandon and I, we have like a good rapport. We have a pretty good, like we think alike in many ways. So it was amazing to sit down and talk to him.
Yeah, I even you reminded, because I was in at the airport, and I was walking through some hallways, visiting some shops, and then I saw Boston Browns on the ceiling, on a plate. And I thought, wow! Now I have to think of Brandon and Igor, because they are both fan of the Boston Browns. So
Right.
that
Yeah,
was
yeah, I
something.
mean, yeah.
Yeah,
We both love Boston sports. So yeah. So and then
yeah.
and by the way, I did a meetup at Costa and I. We managed 4 meetup groups in the U.S. Boston, Atlanta, Dallas, and Seattle. Used to be
Seattle.
Portland, but then was moved to Seattle.
Mhm.
And then the Boston one, the last one, we did a couple in Harvard, but the last one was at Qlik's office in Boston. Amazing office, which is on the same building as the Boston Bruins and Boston Celtics stadium.
Mhm.
Basketball and hockey, they share the same stadium in
Oh, one of
same
my
arena.
wishes.
So it's the
Um,
same, yeah. So a lot of people, they only watch half of the meetup because there was a Bruins game, including Brendan, and so they all went to the game, but it was fine. So I think that was great. But also all of the having the feedback from Qlik and the support from Qlik,
Yes.
because we always had the support from IPC. Always IPC.
Always.
I mean,
Always.
any
Yeah.
crazy idea that we have,
Yeah, you should go. Yeah.
yeah, especially our boss Mark Musen. He's a
Yes.
very innovative, and enthusiastic person. You come with
Yes.
the craziest idea, and you said, no, he's gonna say no. There's no
He's
way.
gonna
I
say
said,
no.
oh, I
Yes.
love it. Let's do it. I said, really? Oh yes, let's do it. I said, oh, thank you. Yeah, he's amazing. So
Yes.
so we always had that support, but also having the support from Qlik, and support meaning
Yeah.
also access to people, access to resources. I
Yes.
never. Sometimes I know, and I'm apologize because I know sometimes I ask too much, but it's a good intention. And I said, no way, they're gonna say no.
Yeah.
I said, oh yeah, sure. I said, really?
Mm.
All right,
So
thank you. So having that support, like when I wrote, when I did was like many, actually over more than a year research project on Qlik Predict, the accuracy of Qlik Predict, speed, and all of that, comparing to Data Robot. I did other tools as well, but Data Robot is the one that I publish at the moment.
yeah.
Now I'm working on a research comparing the accuracy of answers and hallucination rate and all of that of Qlik answers. So in everything, because sometimes you need support from Qlik because you need more access, you need this, or you need a license to that, and they always
More tokens.
when
Always.
when I got you loaned and people were talking, it was great, but my favorite moment in Lund was after the event. So the last day of the event was Thursday.
Yes. Yes.
But then I was invited to stay a day longer to speak to the Qlik R&D group in Sweden, like the brains, the geniuses behind I think the greatest thing of Qlik, which is the engine, and the people who work in the UI in many different areas on Friday. And by the way, they all work remote on Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, yeah, maybe 10 people will show up. That would be great. 60 or more. Like
50.
I would hate to.
everybody came. The room, like the same room we did, like the main session.
Yes, the main session.
So it was packed. Every single seat
Yes.
used.
I think it was over 80 people, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Everybody
So-
showed up, and
Mhm.
and it was such a great experience. And then my presentation was about the use of Qlik in medical research and science research, using Qlik as a science tool. And it was so great because they are, and I think Mark also can also talk about that. I felt that they are kind of very separated from the actual real use case of what they develop.
How Qlik
Because
is
they're
used.
not in direct contact with the customers. So when they saw, and they were so pleased actually to help, and they were so happy. And I said, which is true, I really believe that. I said, because we're using this for like medical research, we're using this to improve patient care. Your work is helping save lives. And they were like, so to me personally, it was my favorite moment. It was amazing.
I remember someone saying, "Oh, do you need help to generate white papers? We can add it. We can add as a report output to be a research paper." I said, "What?"
And I said, no, need you guys already doing that because you're releasing the word support for Qlik reporting services.
Yeah.
It was amazing. But yeah, now for next year,
Exactly.
we are planning. Are we gonna do it? I don't know, but that's the plan. We are planning to do more live events, like webinars, like a series of webinars of Data Voyagers, more hands-on demos and videos. So we will invest. We'll continue doing the blog. We continue doing the podcast, but we want to invest. We want to expand the number of writers. So we want to invest more on YouTube. And by the way, the statistics of Data Voyagers that I'm most proud about, and thank you both for that, is since the first week of the year to the moment we're recording, we publish a content every single week. We didn't miss a single week of either a blog post, a podcast, a video, something. We always publish something. If you don't believe me, just take a look on our.
We got the data.
There was always something. So we podcast every
Yeah.
2 weeks. In the week without a podcast, there was either an article or a YouTube video, sometimes both. So that's why we have over almost 70 articles in our blog. We have 20 episodes. We have, I don't know how many videos, a lot of videos. It's where Mark Costa
Yep.
focus more on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. It's nice. Oh, wow. What happened here?
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something happened with the
We
connection.
have a break. We had a break.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had
it
a
was
break.
kind of blink. Even my connection was kind of
Mine too.
awkward.
Both. You both. So we have to be quiet to make the cut, right?
Yes, let's switch
No
the
problem.
camera. I see you got. So I see Igor in the middle now. So we have to switch it.
Oh, that's okay. We'll just okay. No, you have to move me more to the right. Yeah.
Yes,
That's it.
you're like more
Okay.
extremely right.
Let me,
Igor's on the left.
let's do silence and I'll continue, and then I'll.
Yes.
So and then so that's what I'm in a summary most proud of, and we want to keep doing it. And then and so more live events is something that I think we can do it to expand
Yeah.
what we do, because and that's true for all of us. We never content with what we're doing. We always want to
Yes.
do more.
Yes.
Improve.
And
Get the next step.
yes,
Mhm.
and you're
Yeah.
learning a lot because we share a lot of ideas with other people that are doing content or doing meetups and or doing business events. So you're listening and you're learning and you're changing for the next year. We're changing our strategy to make our work more effective in a way that we can support everybody and not like being crazy. Like you said, you cannot burn out, otherwise the ideas you start dying. So we are aligning a lot of things, and I think next year we have such a good strategy that we're going to bring much more people and engage more people with
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
strategy. So
Yeah, we're gonna bring more writers to the blog as well. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
there's
that's
a
great.
lot of
I
things.
think that's a very good idea.
Yes.
Okay. Do we have another topic that you want to discuss?
I think we
Igor?
can give a final message.
Yeah, maybe
For the year.
something that stood out. The best moment that yours was the moment in Lund with the public of Qlik, right? That you talked about your research paper between Qlik, Predict, and Data Robot. I really liked that one as well. And for me, if I look back to my best moment, I think it's not really I wrote down Dream 25 as the keynote speaker, but that's not actually true. My best moment was the moment that my student Hilke, he wrote a paper, a thesis, and I guided him through the process about large language models for predictions. And it was really an amazing paper. It was really long, 90 pages long, with more than 200 pages as extra pages were all the research things. He developed models, and I really understood, based on everything that I've learned from experimenting myself with the large language models, to what Igor has taught me with the preparations for the podcast. And he passed with an 8.7, which is a very high a number, a grade for Dutch, the Dutch diploma, the bachelor diploma. So that was my most proud moment, because he was so happy and he did so much good work. And he is asking, by the way, to deliver also the paper to Igor so he can read it as well.
Nice.
That was my that was the moment that
That's
felt most.
amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And my best moment for sure was the Lund event, the meetup, and the Qlik reception there was so amazing. I felt like going to my mother's house, like where you welcome, everybody treats you well, you feel very comfortable. But what was important to me was really see it's different when you see it, like the number of people there engaged to Qlik. So you see there people that cares about Qlik and people behind it. When you see all these guys with the same feelings, with the same passion, uh, all those developers on the Friday, the last day, that they are there. Right? You see people that stood behind it. So
Yeah.
that was amazing. I was talking to Igor during the travel back and say, man, that's the first travel that I feel completely recharged. Like I was not tired at all. I was very excited about moving, like keep doing right. So it was truly amazing. It was the best event that I went by
Yeah.
far.
Yeah, I really like the moments, that they showed the new things on the roadmap.
Yes.
That's we can't
Hmm.
talk about it, but
Yes.
I can't wait to have it in my hands and to try it out, the combination,
Hmm.
right? But also how Marcus Tannevalk, I believe is his name.
Hmm. Hmm.
Marcus, he became director, I believe now.
Yes. Product.
He
Yeah.
just posted it on LinkedIn. How he involves the clickies, the guys and girls from the world, to help him to develop the product and make it even better.
Yes.
That is so cool.
And they truly care. That's the thing. It's not just,
They
oh, I have
care.
to do it. No,
Yeah,
they are like, well, let's just find the best path, the best way. What will how what to bring a good impact to the end users. So they are always thinking about it. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah. And that's his work, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Hmm.
he's
Yeah,
great. I'm a fan of him since I joined like the design partnership group that we have this monthly meetings. Yeah, he's the best person to the job. All of the design team that we met. So we had that design session kind of competition that our
yeah,
group we came up with the idea of basically the top, which by the way was my suggestion. So that's one of the reasons I joined the group was how to engage the young generation, and we came up with the Qlik Talk idea and of the whole platform that people can develop on their web device, develop like on their web
yeah.
device using their data from like Spotify and all this.
We should have you
Web,
guys as well on the kidsindata.com product, because that is something that Ross and Kabir Rab,
mhm.
he works now at Insight Software. He developed the platform kidsindata.com, and you play the old style, the old fashioned game data, Space Invaders. You collect data
Mm.
from it and you create as a child your own visualizations, and there is some data literacy aspects in it. So I really would love to invite you to join us in that group and become an
Great, yeah,
ambassador of the kidsindata.com, because that's the moment we can interact with children and
great,
you
Cool.
can
yeah.
use it.
That's awesome.
We have people on that website from children from everywhere around the world, really, but we have to promote it even further. And Kabir
Hmm.
is busy, I am busy, but with the help and with the group, and if we make it a little bit bigger, I think we can actually make something like Qlik Talk that you thought
Hmm.
of,
Hmm.
because so I really like that
Yeah,
idea.
people talk like as a
um
joke because we make it like a fun in our presentation. We want to make like
yeah,
more like yeah, fun and entertaining. But the idea of like creating short training videos for the younger generation, the language younger
Yes.
is actually
yeah,
it's no
It's
joke.
like the shorts, right?
Yeah, but
So it's good.
for training, yeah, but basically
Hmm.
to think about how to communicate to the younger generation and form the next generation of data analysts and all of that.
yeah.
So, any
Okay.
final messages before we
No, but I
the
think
episode?
I have one question more that's on paper, and that is,
Mm-hmm.
what are you most excited about for
Great question.
2026?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mine
Igor.
is easy.
go ahead.
MCP servers for sure. Like all these Qlik MCPs, I'm ready. Just give to me. Yes.
Cool. Okay,
Mhm.
thank you. And Igor, what will it be for
Uh,
you?
in terms of technology, I think yeah, MCP is great. But I think in general, I'm really excited for Click Connect.
Yeah.
Um, Hoping to be selected as a speaker again,
Oh
and
yes. Yeah.
but also excited to meet the people, talk to the people,
Yeah.
Yes.
and yeah, so I'm really excited to Click Connect. Hoping that there will be another loan event that will get invited and that we get to go. So there are three variables there. So I'm hoping that all
Yeah.
variables return true is an end statement. So all has to be true. What they say has to be true. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm really excited about the researches that I'm working on. There, I know like the click answers. I'm talking a lot about it for weeks. It's because they take time. It takes months to get it done, and then it takes like a month to
Yeah.
write it.
You know.
But I'm excited to get those published, to get those available to everybody, and yeah, and one interesting thing about me, everything that I'm doing at the moment becomes the most exciting thing, my favorite thing.
Yeah.
I just published an article about measure of sentient tendency, which is a very simple concept, but I'm really excited about it because it's the last thing that I did. So like launching this episode, recording this episode is what I'm most excited about. But also like soon starting talking about okay, what about on first episode for this season two,
Yeah. Yeah.
one. So
And we have to think about that as
yeah,
well. Yeah. So
but
for
Mhm.
me,
yeah. And in terms of data voyages, just one last thing. I
yeah.
think the number one to me in terms of data voyages is the live events.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I would.
can I,
I.
before this talking about it, so I was, so at Lunds event also, I had the opportunity to get closer to you, Angelika. So that was amazing. You're an amazing person. I truly miss you. It was okay. I
Yeah.
need to be
Yeah.
close to you and talking to you. And so it was such a pleasure to meet you there and
Yeah. It
knowing
was
you better.
extremely
And your
pleasant.
life
Yeah.
story is amazing. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I really
Mhm.
miss you guys both because it was great seeing
Mhm.
you there again live, you know, talking with each other, being close to each other because, the screen is something else. It's
Yes.
okay, but it's not personal. It's not the personal thing.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm looking forward to, I think it's Connect anyway, to be part of the media team. I hope Sally will help us with that. Talk with Mike again, talk with Malcolm maybe again, talk with Brandon or others about the marketing strategy because I do have some questions about the marketing strategy that I would like to ask. But I also truly hope to be presenting multiple times, 2026, about language literacy, about the
Mhm.
adoption of AI in the most broad way from a technical process and people point of view, because we need to be able not only to use it, uh, but also being sustainable, but also have that AI mindset as a manager or as a strategic leader.
Yes.
I think that one. And the
Very
biggest, the
challenging.
biggest wish is that I am able to finish the second book with Kevin, so that we have a new launch next year somewhere. And I'm working on
Mhm.
that. But sometimes the pipe is empty, or my mind is empty. I have two articles that I want to finish about language literacy, regarding female and male as well, but also the article about the future of AI and how it will affect the workers within the organizations. And
Yes.
what we see happening now, and we have to take care of that, is that the youngsters that just leave university levels, bachelor, master level, they
Yes.
cannot enter the bigger companies like PwC, Deloitte, and so on, because the seniors developed agents that does the work from the juniors, so they don't
Mhm.
have internships. And I that's hard to see that there are many layoffs announced, that there are worries, and I think it's the wrong approach. I think the
Mhm.
functions will be will be still there, but the role within the function will be different. And with the purpose of AI and using AI in our work, agentic agents or just asking questions to a large language model is more, it should be more supporting towards the work that we do, because it's
Hmm.
stressful sometimes, and I think balancing that out with the life that we have besides our work, having fun in our work as well, and do not experience stress related elements, that
Hmm.
I believe is what AI can support us in, instead of just kicking out people from organizations. So
Exactly.
that's my wish, to
Exactly.
work on those things the coming year. First quarter for the articles and the book. Hopefully second quarter finished and all.
Great. Thank you both. Thank you everyone who follow us, who help us along the way. Special thanks to Qlik, who support us all the way, to IPC Global, our sponsor, everybody who follows. Happy New Year. I think we can say Happy New Year in our
Happy New
native
Year.
language. In our
Yes.
native
Yeah,
Feliz
language.
Ano Novo.
yeah,
Feliz Ano Novo. How do you say that in
Hmm.
Dutch?
yeah.
Happy New Year
Uh,
in Dutch.
Kaligronia, as we say in Greek, or Gelukkig Nieuwjaar in Dutch. I hope it brings for everybody that's something that makes us truly happy and healthy for the coming year.
All right. So, bye everyone. See you
Bye-bye.
next year.
Data